Hey guys, through this video I'll try to explain to you what type of books and materials a NEET aspirant can follow to score very high marks in NEET. Now this is the most important component of NEET. The material you choose is going to decide for the most part the type of score you are going to get. And the materials that you are going to do has to be consistent and has to be very simple and it has to be within the NEET syllabus. It shouldn't have a lot of out of syllabus portions. Now I'll try to divide this lecture into three different components. First your biology, then your chemistry, then your physics. So accordingly I'll go through each books and material you can follow and how to follow them. First up, biology. Now each subject has two different parts to it. One is the theory part and one is the problems part. When it comes to your chemistry and physics, the problems are more important than theory itself. I'm not telling you theory is not important, but just more important than theory. The problem is going to be in biology. There is no clear-cut difference between your questions and theory because the question itself is completely based on theory because the subject being a theory-oriented subject. Now, when it comes to biology, what is it that you have to use for theory? This NEET exam, be it conducted by or used to be conducted by CBSE and now it is conducted by NTA, the exam is going to be absolutely based on the CBSE syllabus. And the CBSE syllabus uses NCERT textbook. So regardless of what board you belong to, doesn't matter you belong to your particular state board. For example, I am casting this video from Tamil Nadu, so Tamil Nadu students have their own state board books. Regardless of what board you belong to, you have to invest in your NCERT textbook. This goes for all subjects, more so for biology. You have to get the NCERT textbooks. And for biology, there are two textbooks for NCERT, one for class 11 and one for class 12. And you have to get both of them. And the best way to do it is make sure you get a new book because if you used books are perfectly fine but they might have underlined the point that you are not finding it important. So it is better to get a new book and get the most recent edition and they are cheap and you can get them in Amazon or Flipkart. Any book I am talking about in this video, I have given a direct link to buy them in Amazon or Flipkart in the description below in the video. Now, when it comes to biology, NCERT is the Bible. I am not saying it, it's actually the All India toppers also saying it, and also any good teacher who has trained the students to get more than 300 in biology would tell you NCERT is the textbook to follow and you have to literally complete the first word in class 11 textbook all the way till the last word in class 12 textbook, including the errata in the back, what all corrections they have done. You have to finish them multiple times. A really good student would have finished it probably well more than 5 times. But when I say 5 times, it's not going to take 5 times the effort. When you read NCERT book for the first time, it's going to be new to you, you're going to understand it, but it's going to take you time. When you do second time, you're going to go much more in depth. And by the time you go to third, fourth time revision, each chapter is going to get faster and faster, except for a few key points or key concepts. So when you revise it, when I say 5 or 6 times, it's not going to take infinitely long time. It's actually going to get shorter and shorter, but more productive. That's how it has to be. If you are revising the book for third or fourth time and you still need to go line by line and you don't remember from before, meaning you have not studied the correct way properly. When it comes to NCERT textbook, you have to remember pretty much every line. But here I want to stress the point that remember is a lot different than typically what you are used to in board exams. In board exams, you have to remember the entire statements. Here, you have to remember the statement and you have to understand the statement. It can come either way. The same statement can be twisted, maybe in active voice, passive voice, or it can be given as how many given statements are correct, meaning you have to know each and every statement by heart. The best way to remember the statement is revising it over and over again, so it becomes a accumulated knowledge instead of rote memorization. And to better understand the NCERT book, it's always better to solve problems so that it's easier to do the NCERT book. And what do you do for problems for biology? The best book and the single most important problem based book that every student that is interested in taking NEET has to finish is your previous year questions for NEET. NEET has been given the name NEET only the past few years, but it has been in one name or another for the past 30 plus years. It used to be called before NEET, it used to be called AAPMT. And then CBSE PMT, so many names are there, doesn't really matter. You should invest in a really good previous year book and the previous year you want to go minimum of 15 years. The current CBSE book has been in publication for 15 years or so. So you want a minimum of 15 years. For biology, I would say you should go for even 34 years. That's actually very good practice to get your concepts correctly. Of course, farther you go in the back, let's say in a 2000 or 1999 question, some of them could be out of portion, that is okay. But for the most part, the in portion questions you should be able to answer. And what is the book that I can get to get the previous year questions? Actually, they are available again in Amazon, Flipkart. They are available from multiple publishers right now. My most favorite, which I recommend to my student, is MTG, because the errors are less. They are all the same questions, but the errors are less and they are listed chapter wise. But I also find Arihant is good enough, and also Pearson has been doing really good right now. Their books are very good, and also their paper quality is good. Paper quality do matter, because it has to last at least a year. Now, you can use any of them. I would say at this point I would recommend MTG, because as I said, the books are really good. And when you get MTG, it goes by chapter wise. And how do you want to revise that chapter is, take a chapter, be it state board or CBSE that you are learning currently in school right now. If you are a repeater, then it is actually easier. Take a chapter that you are revising right now, read in NCERT couple of times, then go solve the problems in previous year questions. And when you solve the problems in previous year questions, the thing that you want to know is mark your answers, invest in OMR sheet. If you want, actually print out an OMR sheet. I'll put a link for OMR sheet also down there, and you mark your answers. Just take photocopy of the Xerox copies of the OMR, mark your answers, then look at the key. Do not look at the solution, look at the key and see how many of them are correct. And you want to be sure that the questions that you guessed and got correct, you still have to go and look in your NCERT. The questions you got wrong, you have to go and look at your NCERT, don't look at the solution. The solution is the wrong way of studying. The solution will give you a quick answer, but it doesn't tell you how it is worded in NCERT. So you take the previous year book, you solve it, and then anything you got wrong, go check your NCERT, read again. And then after some time, solve the questions again. Any question you find it difficult, you had it wrong couple of times, put a symbol like a star or asterisk so that you can come back to it later. You have to do that for all the chapters. And when it comes to biology, CBSE book has 22 chapters in class 11 and 16 chapters in class 12. Class 11 is going to be the most toughest one because of the way the NCERT is, mostly memory concepts, your diversity, your morphology, anatomy, plant physiology are all tough chapters. Human physiology, for the most part, most people get it, and that's probably the reason you want to become a doctor. Now, when you go to class 12, it's a lot easier. You have ecology, it's easy, and your reproduction is also easy. Probably some people might have problem with genetics. Genetics is something where you might get NCERT or NCERT based questions. So, how do I solve NCERT based questions? Absolute minimum is first study your NCERT multiple times, then you solve your previous equations, then you go to the additional textbooks. Okay, now that we have looked into the basics of previous equations, now what additional textbook can I use for biology? The single most important book that I recommend to my students if they want to go out of previous equations and solve more is published by MTG. Again, none of these books I am marketing, I just know that these are pretty good. You can use NCERT at your fingertips. Now, this is a really good book and it is based on NCERT. Every line in NCERT is actually given as a question. So, if you finish your previous equation in NCERT textbook at least couple of times, I can guarantee you a score of more than 300, if not 330 plus. My toppers who have crossed 600 and crossed 300 in biology have done number 1 previous equations, and then I go to NCERT at your fingertips. It's a really good book and it's available online, or you can get it in MTG website. I like it because there is so many textbooks by so many publishers, but they have out of syllabus. You put 10 minutes in out of syllabus, that 10 minutes is never going to come back. So go within the syllabus. In any given year, NEET exam, there's 90 questions in biology, and out of 90 you're going to have 85 question plus is going to be from NCERT, and the remaining is going to be NCERT based and maybe a couple of out of syllabus. And I don't want to be chasing the 2 or 3 questions out of syllabus when I have 85 plus questions within the syllabus. So these 3 books is going to be more than enough. One other book that I would recommend is NCERT exemplar questions. Exemplars are basically questions based on NCERT, and those are available separately. You can buy it. Arihant actually publishes, and the answer keys are pretty good in there. You can buy. Those of you who are invested in NCERT at your fingertips don't have to buy this, because NCERT fingertips do have exemplar questions in there. NCERT exemplar is available for all subjects. It's actually pretty good, and sometimes the NEET question comes straight out of NCERT exemplar, the same question with same options, so it's all the more easier. So these are the books I would recommend for anybody who is actually repeating or who is currently in your 12th standard. If you are just going to 11th standard and you do have the time to study, then what you can do, but I won't recommend, but some people try to go outside of NCERT, the only book I would probably say is Truman Biology. But the problem with Truman Biology is it's an amazing book. You will find everything you find in NCERT over there, but it is actually too much. You might not have time to finish it. So if you really want 330 plus and you do have the time, go for Truman Biology. My recommendation is you can use Truman Biology for chapters that you find it tough to understand in NCERT. Maybe you might not get what NCERT is trying to say, because English has been a problem for some students at the level at which the book is written, not basic English, but at the level at which it is written. That is a problem. You can buy Truman, but I would say that is not for somebody who actually doesn't have a lot of time to prepare. For example, if you are 12th standard students right now, you have to tackle 11th and 12th together right now. If you are a repeater, I wouldn't say go outside of NCERT. Instead, try to boost your chemistry and physics score instead. That's the right way to do. As I said, your NCERT comes first, and what you can do is, close to the exam, there will come a point when even for repeaters and for class 12 students, when you cross the December of the corresponding year in which for next year they are going to write NEET exam, it's better to buy a new NCERT book, not for new content, it's the same book, but you would have underlined and you would have written notes in your previous book that are not important anymore because you already remember them very well. So the book is going to be riddled with so many underlines and so many highlighting, and now you want a book where you are just going to underline the important points that you are going to forget, because over a period of time many things become easy. Nobody underlines the basics anymore. So it is a good idea, but that's up to you. Invest in your NCERT and invest in a really good previous year question book. That is good enough. And again, I want to stress the point that make sure you do minimum 15 years of previous year questions, if not more. And some people like to solve AIMS questions. AIMS questions are good, they are extremely tricky questions and they go deep into the concept, but the problem with AIMS questions is 30% of them is not relevant for NEET. So you can invest in an AIMS book, but the problem is they are not relevant for NEET, they are a little bit out of syllabus, and problem with you as a student is you do not know exactly which is out of syllabus, the way things are worded. So what you will do is you will try to go and search for answers in your NCERT. You don't find answers in NCERT, then you will go to internet and do, and then internet is the wrong place to look for answers for one reason. You start looking for answers, it will take you to a whole new world of things that you don't need. There will be a suggested question on the side, you will go to that and you will deviate away from your plan. If at all you use the internet to check for your answers for a concept that you want, stick to the minimum, that you go there, check for the one that you want and you come back to your book. The book is the absolute minimum. And you have to stick with your book, and also you need to have really good notes. The notes is based on NCERT but written in your own language. The notes is extremely important, and every chapter that you study in NCERT should be condensed down into just one side or two side, one page notes maximum. And that should have the minimum things possible that you are likely to forget or likely find it difficult. You don't write the entire book again, the book is already published. You want to make sure the notes is something that it's key points that you want to be revising just 10 days before the examination. And this is more than enough for your biology. Moving on to chemistry. Chemistry is my subject, I teach chemistry actually, and in my view, and to most of my students who have stuck with me, they would say chemistry is the easiest to score, because over a period of time what happens is biology has the lion's share of questions, true. You have 90 questions compared to 45 in chemistry, but what happens is The knowledge in chemistry is such that if you don't study chemistry for probably let's say 20 days, you still will come out with a reasonable score compared to biology where you will start forgetting. That's where chemistry trumps biology. The amount of work that you need to put in chemistry is higher than biology initially, but closer to the exam, chemistry is a lot easier to revise and also a lot easier to skip through because you already know the basics. Now when it comes to chemistry, for theory part and problems part, what are we going to follow? For theory part, you can actually use NCERT. NCERT is pretty good, except it's not written for a competitive exam. It's written for a knowledge based exam. It's written with the purpose of teaching somebody what to know in a concept rather than prepare them for competitive exam. So it's your job to condense the NCERT into notes. If you use NCERT as it is, you won't be able to revise it whenever you want. You take any chapter, it is so many pages, but it is not written in a way where you can easily revise. So NCERT is good, but you have to write it as your own notes or use your corresponding wherever you go, coaching center notes. In my class, I don't use NCERT. What I do is I use my notes, and my notes are absolutely based on NCERT. I stick with NCERT and I teach it in a way that students don't have to go to NCERT at all, except for one part. Now when it comes to NCERT, chemistry, unlike your biology, chemistry has 4 books, 2 in your class 11 and 2 in your class 12. Now that's 4 books. Now when you look at it as 4 books, it looks like a lot, but actually if you look it into concepts, you can divide chemistry. Obviously you should know by now that it can be divided into physical, organic and inorganic. Now based on my experience with students, they find organic tough in the beginning, but as time progresses, they find that physical is tough, organic becomes easier if you study properly. I always say if you study organic chapter by chapter according to NCERT, you are not going to master it. You will be okay with it, but you are not going to master it. The right way to do organic is mechanistic aspect. Know your what is an addition, elimination, substitution reaction, and also your general organic chemistry, plus or minus or inductive resonance effects. These things, if you master this, the rest of organic chemistry falls into place extremely easy. Now this is not how NCERT is worded. So this is where you have to finish your NCERT and start rewriting your notes accordingly. So you get your mechanism correctly. The mechanism is split in multiple places. So you want your mechanism correctly, and also you want to get your general organic chemistry correctly and have a really tabulated setup for your general organic chemistry. I have actually given in my general organic chemistry lecture, you can find on YouTube, I have given you the inductive resonance effect groups and all. If you try not to memorize them but understand them, then it is going to be more than enough. Now going into each aspect of chemistry, so you have 45 questions in chemistry. Any given here, roughly it is divided as 15, 15, 15, organic, inorganic and physical, but not exactly 15, 15, 15, give or take plus or minus 1 or 2 sometime. But for the most part, this is how it's going to go. And I'll get the easiest one right out of the way, inorganic. Inorganic, even for JEE, comes straight out of NCERT book. So you don't have to go to any book, but that is the only thing I just said a couple of minutes back, that the only one aspect that you have to learn from NCERT, that's your inorganic chemistry. It comes only from your NCERT textbook, but unfortunately it's memory based. You have to remember reactions for your nitric acid, sulfuric acid, and there is no reason why it will behave certain way. Unlike organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry doesn't behave in a certain way, you have to remember them. And the tough ones are oxides, N2O, NO2, all those. You have to remember those colors, but don't spend too much time on it. Get your periodicity studied very well, so your inorganic chemistry becomes easier. There is periodic trends in P block, S block and all those, so it is a lot easier. So inorganic chemistry, as I said, this is more than enough. When it comes to physical and organic, NCERT is good as long as you write your notes. If you write your notes, it's good. I have reviewed multiple books from all publishers, be it Arihant or MTG or anybody. The theory part is clumsy. It's not given in a really nice way so that you can easily look into the pattern based learning. What is pattern based learning? Basically, when you look at your chemistry, every chapter has a certain pattern in which the question come pretty much all the years, and that is something where it's very hard to integrate in notes unless the teacher tells so. It's a lot easier when the book says it, but unfortunately there is no book that does pattern based teaching. In my class notes, that's how I teach, so that it's easy for students to just learn the minimum that they need to know in each chapter. Now, what can you do pattern based? You can finish your NCERT and write your notes based on pattern based. And how do you get there? You want to finish your NCERT and then you want to solve your previous year questions for chemistry. It's an absolute minimum that you have to do. Previous year question, as I said for biology, you need to do a minimum of 15 years or you can go up to 30 years. But I would say for chemistry, it's better that you stick with 15 years and you go to JEE Mains 15-year question bank, because those are most relevant one and most recent. So, it's much easier to focus on the pattern that has been there in the recent past. So, again, you can finish your NCERT, but you will understand your NCERT better and be able to write better notes when you solve your previous year questions for NEET and previous year questions for JEE Mains, and go for 15 years. But if you already went for 34-year book, then it is also fine. Just some out of syllabus will be there when you go further in the back, like 2019-99, there will be certain things that are not in new NCERT anymore. That's okay. Now, you want to be able to solve the NEET previous year at least a couple of times and then go to your JEE Mains at least once. That's more than enough for all the questions that you want to solve for your chemistry. I can guarantee you this is more than enough. If you have done with it, do it one more time. Until you know, when somebody says a given chapter like equilibrium, you should know all the pattern in which the question can come. You read the question, the corresponding pattern will come to your mind right away. Now, if you look into the mole concept questions that I have solved previous year question in another video, you will see that the same questions are repeated multiple years. That's because the same pattern keeps coming. Sometimes the same question with the same numbers will come. Does not mean every student will answer. The reason, you're sitting in an exam hall, it's life or death situation, because that's the way students sees it, NEET exam, and so the question that you've already solved is there, but you won't be able to recollect it fast. But if you're a person who have done it so many times, you will get it in memory, and the moment you know that it's a question you already seen, your confidence level boosts up in the exam hall, so it's a lot easier. So make sure that you do the previous year questions for NEET and JEE couple of times to get your confidence high. And if you are a person who has more time, particularly if you are just starting 11th standard and doing coaching along with it, or you are doing self-study, which is more than enough, you don't need coaching actually. If you do self-study, then what you can do is you can buy NCERT at your fingertips for chemistry. The problem I have with that book for chemistry is, unlike biology where you need to memorize the entire book, chemistry you don't need to memorize everything, you just need concepts and the pattern. And in NCERT at your fingertips in chemistry, for every pattern there is so many questions. So by the time you finish one chapter, you are going to be exhausted. It's just too much. Hence I always say stick with your previous year questions for NEET and JEE. That's more than enough. But if you do have the time, then you can buy the book and use it for chapters, just the ones that you find it tough. That's more than enough. Now, Pearson also has been doing really good books right now, particularly their previous year book for chemistry, physics and biology has come in one particular book. So, it's just easier to manage. 15 years has been published chapter wise in one book, physics, chemistry and biology together. So, it's just one investment and also it's much easier. So, you can invest in that. That's going to be a really prudent investment compared to buying separately. Particularly if you are a person who is going to a coaching class, you don't have to carry all this. These do matter in the long run. If you buy too many books, be it chemistry, physics or biology, too many books, you won't be able to finish anything completely, meaning you're going to have 10 or 20% of each chapter left. And what if that comes in the exam? So you don't want to be that person. Instead, stick with the bare minimum. Trust me, NCERT plus previous year questions of JEE and NEET, if solved well, you will be able to score 150 plus in chemistry out of 180, and that's a damn good score. That's what most toppers do. So this is more than enough for chemistry. But if you are a person who want to go a little bit more, you can do, but you are not going to have time. But I would recommend the books if you are looking for it. For physical chemistry, you can do P. Bahadur. Actually, it is a pretty good book. You can also do O.P. Tandon for physical chemistry. For inorganic chemistry, you do not do any books, just your NCERT is good enough. Organic, you can use O.P. Tandon. That's more than enough. Don't try to read theory. There will be so many out of questions there, so many reactions that are not going to be in the syllabus. Hence, I don't even want you to use it. But if you are a person who has it or you want to buy it, use it for practice questions. That's more than enough. Now, I've seen videos on students recommending J.D. Lee, Morrison Boyd, Atkins. These are the books that are supposed to be used by teachers like me who are teaching, and not by students. Particularly the level at which these books are is actually higher than JEE Advanced, and that's not the exam you're writing. You're writing NEET exam or JEE Main. This comes based on NCERT. So you don't need these books. These are really good reference books used by teachers. So you don't need to use these books. This bare minimum is more than enough for your chemistry, and I can guarantee you it is a scoring chapter. If you do it well and you do it correctly, you're going to be able to attend probably 40 plus questions out of 45 in your final exam. Your goal is three things. One is get a really good score, 150 plus, attend 40 plus questions, and the third important goal is you revise chemistry problems so much that you attend these 40 questions in less than 1 hour. That's your key. If you do this, you're going to be really satisfied with the amount of return you get for the time that you invested in chemistry. Coming finally to physics. I always go in this order: biology, chemistry and physics, because that's the order in which a student has to study, because physics is a subject where most of the people, not just your friends or your state, but entire India finds it tough. More so in Tamil Nadu, where I am casting this video from. It's a problem based subject and it is a problem by itself. So you should be able to do your biology and chemistry well, so that you don't have to bank a lot on physics. Physics is going to help you get the seat that you want, but it is not going to help you score very high in a given amount of time, because it is going to be a tough subject. So what do you need to do for physics? For theory, NCERT is good enough, but it is not, again, like chemistry, not written in a really good way to understand concepts. But again, you don't need to understand that much. It's better that you look at pattern based. Unfortunately, it's going to be hard for you to get that pattern based unless you are taught by a really good teacher in a coaching academy or your school. It's easier for a teacher to show you the pattern in a given concept like magnetism or current electricity, whatever, compared to you reading by yourself. But if you are a person who don't have access to coaching, then NCERT physics is worth the investment. You can invest in it and try to solve the in-text problems and after chapter text problems. That is actually important. That will help you understand what is important in a given chapter. And I'm going to move on to problems right away, because that is where physics is going to be. Most of the questions are going to be problems out of the 45. Now for problems, absolute minimum is your previous year questions. Again, I cannot stress the importance of the previous year questions for all three subjects. If you look at All India Topper interview, they will always say that they finished their NCERT and they finished the previous year questions and solved their doubts. These three is common for any topper that have aced the NEET exam. Now when it comes to physics previous year questions, you don't want to go more than 15 years because the patterns are old. You want to stick with the recent patterns. So it is better that you stick with just 15 years previous year questions and move on to IIT JEE Mains, I shouldn't say IIT, JEE Mains previous year questions. That's more than enough, just the last 10 years. And good thing about JEE Mains is, because there is so many exams for JEE Main in a given year, there is so many slots, you get so many questions for each chapter. So you don't even need to go 15 years, just the last 5 to 10 years depending on your time, depending on how much time you have after your biology and chemistry. So that is more than enough. If you solve these, it's going to be much more than enough. And you solve it over and over. It is not about how many problems you solve, how many quality problems you solve, and how much you understand from each of them. There is no point in solving hundreds of problems and if you keep making the same mistake. Instead, solve the minimum, try to see why you are not able to get a problem, see if it's probably your understanding problem, and then go back to your NCERT and see whether you can read the NCERT and clarify the problem that you have with a given concept. What publisher can you buy for your previous year NEET and JEE Mains? You can go with your choice, Arihant, MTG or Pearson. These three I have seen many times and they have less error in their solution as well. As I said, you don't need the solution, that's your last resort, but still good to have a good book with less mistakes. So any of the three you can go, but stick with 15 years, that's more than enough. If you are a person who wants to master physics and you are like a dropper or you're a second year dropper, you already have everything you want, you're an OC candidate or you want the top college in your state and you want very high marks, above 650, then what is the book that you can follow? For theory, of course, there is no better book in India compared to you, H.C. Verma, Concepts of Physics, but it is going to be too much for you. But if you have the time, it's a really good book. And for problems, the best book that you can have is DC Pandey. DC Pandey is actually voluminous. So what you want to do is stick with just one exercise for each book. Let's say exercise 2 or level 2, I would rather say. Level 2 and finish level 2 in all of them. Or if you are a person who is capable of it, go to level 3 and finish level 3 in all of them. That's more than enough. But if you are a person who doesn't have that much time, but I want to practice more problems in physics, NCERT at your fingertips is good enough. Again, like chemistry, it has too many problems. So you may not have time to do all of them. So go to NCERT at your fingertips and solve the problems based on your level in each chapter. Let's say for example in a particular chapter like optics, you are having trouble but you want to master it, then just for that chapter alone I would say. Or you are really good in modern physics and you want to make sure that you answer the question in modern physics always correctly, then maybe just chapter alone. But do not waste your time trying to master a chapter that is tough for you. That amount of time that you will put it in there, it's never going to be fruitful. You can rather put the time in your biology or chemistry. That's a lot easier. For example, I have seen people having problem with mechanics. How much of time that you invest in mechanics, if you still have the same problem, it means only one thing, time to move on. Go get your other chapter strong, that's more than enough. For all you know, final exam, you have 3 hours, actually less than 3 hours, including your shading, your OMR. You have less than 3 hours and you don't have time to finish the problem. Leave the mechanics question or leave any chapter that you have not seen. Instead of trying to finish the concept, do the calculated risk. That is going to be the most useful way of doing it. Now I have explained to you guys to the best of my knowledge what are the type of books and materials that you can do. Now try to go through all India proper interviews and see whether how much of this matches and come to a conclusion and stick with whatever that you have decided. Don't waver and you see a new video, change it. New video, change it. That's not the way to do. Stick with the plan and try to finish it off. If I were to do it, NCERT is my first thing. NCERT is the Bible for pretty much all of them, all the chapters or all the subjects, more so for biology. And your previous equation is absolute minimum for all of them and buy from the same publisher, so it is easier to stick with the same printing and try to finish it off and maintain good notes. And anytime you solve previous equation, invest in a notebook, put a column and try to solve it properly, so that way you can go and look back. Do not solve in piece of paper, that is not professional and that is not going to help you in the long run. If you just make a mistake, just strike it off. Go to next one. Having a clean workspace and a clean work ethic is extremely important, and that is going to help you with scoring much higher with the minimal material that you have, and that's the key again, minimal material, maximum results.